Alright, here's an update of the 30-gallon tank. I have my Driftwood in there now, as you can see. I really like how it looks in there. Basically, I had to kind of put some weights on it to hold it down. It was still a little bit buoyant. Not really that much, though. It soaked over a week, plus where I got it, it was submerged typically, but the water was down this year, so it probably been a few months since it actually been in water. But so I had to weight it down. You can kind of see one of the weights over here. They're basically 12-ounce anchor weights, like they use on decoys for duck hunting. So put those on there. I've got two of them on there. Another one's over here on this side. But they pretty much held it down. The other thing I've got on here now is my Canopy. Pretty clean. Looks nice. You know, it's blocking a lot of the light. That was the main thing. Then you can kind of see it has where you have the light, and like I said, I'm going to get a second light to put up here so I can adjust where they set if I want them further back or further forward. So that's how that looks. One of the other things I got, I'll shut that off so I can show you this and not blind everybody with the camera. But right there you can see that canopy. That's a glass canopy, like I've kind of got on my 125. And let me actually take that canopy off so you guys can see that hood. Alright. See, so it swivels. There's really not a lot to it, but the reason I like these canopies or hoods is basically really you don't have any spot for fish to escape. That's a big thing. I learned that by keeping the rainbows and the rope fish. If you don't have these on there and you have a spot for them to jump out, even though that this thing is, you know, that's 8 inches right there on that wood, they'll still jump over that. The rainbows will. The flagfish wouldn't, but still yet, you know, then you'd still have a lip back here for him to escape. So, you know, a full canopy is a good thing. A lot of people, you know, wouldn't agree with me. They say, you know, too much heat gets caught in here. But, you know, if too much heat's getting caught in here, then you need to get a fan on your lights, because your lights is what's causing the heat, not your tank and water. Yeah. Another thing, I kind of left one of my swords floating, and the reason I left it floating is I wanted to show this and get back here in the little bit better light. But you can see those new leaves coming on, and those are all new since I've got it. So, you know, with upgrading one of the lights already, and from the soil, new roots coming in, you can see those. But originally when I got these plants, some of them had some bad leaves on them. I did not prune those, and for the reason being because it was not growing yet in my tank. So I wanted to leave those old leaves. They might not have been doing much good for the plant, but they was something to photosynthesize with. So I left those plants in there, or those leaves on there. As the plants start to grow, I'll start pruning these off. I actually pruned one leaf already off this plant while I was moving it around. So that's one reason I want to leave it out, just to kind of show you. Also, show you how I use these tongs. Basically, grab a hold of it. This is a little bit bigger of a root system, so I hope it works, since I'm trying to record this and show you. Actually, let's try to turn on this light. I hope it's not too much while we're doing this, but show you some. I've got my other sword back here, so I'm going to put this one over here. Changing all my plants, just kind of giving it a little twist, and then it's down in there. And as you can see, no soil had to pop up out of it like it would have if you were using your fingers. So yeah, that helps. I'm probably going to have to take this alligator and put him in my 125. He's, you know, he's just too big for this tank. Really, I ought to take him out to the pond, but it's winter time here, so I don't want to throw him in the pond until, you know, this spring when it starts warming up. I moved, you know, some of the plants around. You can see how he's messing up the tank, and I just don't like that. That's the only bad thing about this gravel being over that dirt, and you know, if he starts doing that, that's it. I moved the El Nino fern over here. Plus, while I was moving stuff around, I actually knocked off a couple of little pieces of new growth on the leaves, so I just planted them by themselves right there. The creeping Charlie, I moved over here and kind of split that bunch up, and then I moved the wisteria back here. It'll get pretty big, so you know, moved it over where it has some room to grow. And then I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but I think it's like Antacris. I moved it back here, so it'll grow up, you know, right in front of this. But yeah, I really like that that piece of wood in there. I think it looks really cool. I was actually trying to put a second piece in there, but obviously it's just not a big enough tank for it, so it looked way overcrowded. So I opted not to put them both in there. But yeah, that's basically it. Let me set this back down. I'm gonna put that hood back on. Yeah, so there's another look at it. Like I said, at some point I'm going to redo the stand. It'll match the canopy. But yeah, there it is. You know, give me some feedback. Comment on this video if you liked it. Let me know what you think about my tank. Appreciate the updates. So thanks.